That did it. He's back, baby! Ew. There's comments coming in, but it says 0 people are watching. Welcome in, my family. Today, one of my favorite days. When we do the skull channeling, a lot of y'all's favorite days. Got a little sound bowl action we're going to get going on. Got some music. Got some fun stuff. Patrons will be going live on Friday. I'm going to do a little longer, I think. I have so many stories to share with you. Oh, Joanne! Denise! Katie! Brooke! Welcome, everybody. Your brother's back. Your brother's back. Let's bring you over here. New phone's here. Not hooked up. Clearly, if I'm showing it to you, I won't be able to show the table today. They actually sent a new phone. So that's awesome. That happened. But yeah, we made it. We made it through all of those divine masculine upgrades. So Alexander was just on his Venus line on the East Coast, seeing family. I'm back, Nicole. I'm so sorry. I didn't have time to see so many people. Nicole, where are you? Nicole's still at the coffee shop waiting for Alexander. So, here we are, my family. So the picture of the skulls is up. Catherine! God, I have so much to share with you guys. Everybody will find out about it. But patrons, you'll find out first on Friday. Because I don't want to throw it at the beginning of this. Josie! Jane, welcome everybody. Missed you all. Apparently you have to completely fry your phone to take off the time that Spirit wants you to take off. And here we are. Here we are on the other side of it. Hello. Why'd it get blurry? There I am. Welcome. Hey, it's your brother. Oh, God, so much to share. So many miracles. So many miracles. Are you guys paying attention to all the miracles? It's almost getting difficult to keep track of them. Those are our awakened first world problems. What are your first world problems? I have so many miracles. I can't keep track of them all. That's where we are, my family. Welcome. So I went all like wizardry for everybody today. I got my skulls on a plate. I'm such a nerd. I love it. So, all right. So that's number one. Number one. Ooh. Number two. Number three. That'll be number 4 right there. That'll be number 4 right there. Ooh, that feels nice. Okay. So, number 1 is Citrine. Okay. We'll say what we're channeling here in a second. Excited about today. Number 2, White Jade. Okay. Number 3 is Emerald. Yes, he has an emerald skull. And number 4, last but not least, this is Wood Jasper. It's a form of brecciated jasper. But yeah, it's red jasper. Okay. So, let me put the boys and girls over here. All right. We'll do one more sound bowl. Then we got to make some space. It's the only channel where you can get Wu-Tang playing in the background and sound bowls at the same time. Welcome to Galactic Tarot. Recipes, ODB. It's Wu mother. Wu-Tang mother. only here, seriously. Okay. One more coffee and we'll get into it. C'è po' di storia confuso. Cards. So, celestial bodies today. Number one, we're going to be starting off with the sun for Citrine. Number two, the white jade will be the moon. And the two other celestial bodies we'll be working with today is naturally Venus, because I was just on my Venus line, for the emerald, and Mars, the god of war himself, for the brushiated Jasper, the red Jasper. So, yeah, pick your skull. Oh, actually, can't I? Can't I? I'll share this. I'll share the one more time. Share screen. Sometimes I forget it does this. Share screen, entire screen. Grab the screen. Share it. Number one, the citrine for the sun. Number two, white jade for the moon. The emerald for that beautiful, beautiful Venus. And then we got Mars right here, the brushiated Jasper, red Jasper. Beauties, beauties. I love all the natural elements. Okay, and then I can just go stop sharing, and that's it. Woo, woo. Okay. All right. Let me clear these first. Which one am I picking? Before I knock over the tripod here. Oops. How do you know we're live? It's just like kicking stuff. Which one am I picking here? Two? I did not think I was getting two. All right. I figured Leo, sun time. Figured it would be one or three or four, but good stuff. All right. So right there for the sun. Okay, if you picked number one, let's see what your message is. So, oh. Okay. Something starts to pull on the left wing, huh? Oh. Oh. Okay. Alexa, volume down. Alexa, volume down. Okay. 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 Bottom of the deck. All right. Drama that can come up. The message for the entire reading, the message from other dimensional versions, the message from the sun itself is this whole like partying aspect. This whole, the drama and then the party right here. Okay. So let's see what we have to say. Past, present, future. Okay. So coming up through the past, we see the mother goddess holding the truth, the feminine fire, standing still with the feminine fire. This is something I've been working on for years. Alexander's been working on for years. The truth, the real truth about the sun. Everything's been saying that the sun is very strictly masculine. You look in all the dogmas, all the religions, all, you know, everywhere across time and space, and you see the sun, the sun, the sun. Everything's been kind of shifted to make us think that this is only masculine. There are certain things that I knew from ancient times that there are goddesses connected to the sun. And the further back you go, the more we see that that is the truth. You go anything I think it's called Scythian. It's before the Phoenicians. So if you go pre-Phoenician, they believed that the sun was a goddess. Okay. So to truly just know like how everything works and how everything is polarity. And if the sun, even if the sun is extremely masculine, there is an extremely feminine aspect of the feminine fire. So this feminine fire is communicating through the sun and letting us know that we are, we could use, and this is for everybody, regardless of what skull you picked. This is a message for all of humanity, but especially for those of you that were drawn to the Citrine and picked number 1. There is truth that could be released and should be released and is already here about the magic and how to use the magic. Something that's being categorized as passive aggression is not passive aggression. It is truth. And to use that truth of the feminine fire to assist us in feeling safe, to be in our feminine, to have our feminine and our feminine inner child, and all of these aspects feel safe, that the container is safe. How do we assure that the container is safe? By knowing it is, by creating that reality, by speaking those truths, by avoiding those dramas, and knowing that it's not always about, like, you know, incinerating them and fighting with the person, because that's what comes up next, is using the magic and knowing it's not fighting. Things that were in the old reality, the reality that we all came from, or you all came from, or I believe most of you came from. In that reality, that some of these things wouldn't have been allowed. Some of these things would have been frowned upon. These people would have called us crazy. In this reality, we're learning how to use our new magic. Every time the sun is pulsating, every time one of these solar flares is coming this direction, and I know sometimes people think, oh, that one missed. They never miss. When something that is round pulsates, that energy will hit the planet. That would mean that there's something else in the way to be able to block it. There's some other planetary body, which I still believe we would feel this energy. So to just know that the energy of the sun has been shifting, the color of the sun in the sky has been changing, the magic that is coming from this is changing the entire galaxy. You know, as much as Gaia herself under our feet is pulsating different electromagnetic waves that are shifting the planet, the animals, and the sun itself, this is something that's going back and forth. There's this ebb and flow, and there's this work that we're all doing. Everything here is doing. All the plants, all the animals, all the astral bodies, all the starseed lineages, everybody and all of us here are working to best figure out how to utilize all of these magics together. And the magic of the feminine fire in the future moment is asking for a choice to be made in a new beginning, to watch where we are going, and to know that whatever took place last time, it's not even possible for it to repeat itself. That's just coming from Alexander. That's just coming from me. If that can help you to feel safer. Some of these conversations of safety need to be had with your lover. They need to be had with coworkers. They need to be had with certain people that are in our reality. If you notice that you're not feeling safe, and this message is, let's slightly turn it up just 1 degree at least for the women watching this. If you are noticing that there's something that you're not feeling safe and you're taking the role of the masculine animus, that is not what you truly desire. If you're looking at this later and asking yourself, why did this happen? Where did this come from? Where did these other energies come from? Which, yes, based upon certain things that are going on within the man or the woman, there are hormonal things that can make these aspects more readily available to come out. But these are aspects that can come out whenever. But what is really going on here is if the man isn't truly being the man that you need the man to be to hold the proper safe container, now it's like, okay, well, here we go again. Damn it, I got to be the man. I got to take this role. And this is beautiful in its own way, but also this being the entire honeycomb matrix at once is what's really desired here. Being the entire honeycomb matrix at once, not thinking, oh, I'm here, I got to go here. Oh, this person's around, now I have to go here. I'm going to go. Oh, I feel safe enough to actually go inner child right here. Oh, I'm going to be nurturing right now with this person. And then, oh, okay, here comes the builder. Instead of moving around this entire, plain and simple, celestial chessboard, instead of moving from piece to piece, being the entire, all of the pieces and the board itself on both sides of the board, okay? That is what Mama Sun is asking you to do. This is what Mama Sun is wanting to remind you of, okay? So we have the masculine and the feminine. They're both squaring off. We know this magic very, very well. We know how to charge. We know how to charge our pineal gland, our pituitary gland. There are many things that we've been doing with the masculine sun magic for a long time. And some of these things have been causing fights, arguments, certain things to take place. This is unknown magica that is available in mathematics, that are available right now, that we're standing still with. We're standing still with the fire, okay? So what is feminine sun magic to you? All of you that picked number 1, all of you that are waiting for the next skulls and didn't pick it, I still want to ask you, what is feminine sun magic to you? What is the feminine fire? What color is it? How does it make you feel? How do I best integrate this? How do I embody this fire? What happens when I embody this fire? What's coming up as I'm working with this, as I'm sitting with this magic? What needs to come up to the surface to be incinerated by truth? What boundaries need to shift for me to truly be able to utilize this magic to the best of my ability? Spirit's giving me a round of applause right now. Okay, this is the way. Regardless of what skull you picked, this is the way. We're already there. It's already happened. It's not like we have to get there. What right now the choice is how do I do this? We've got the new beginning and a choice right here. Okay, weighing out the options in the future. Okay, so how this magic shows up for you, for all of us, it's going to be a little bit different for each and every one of us. But this whole way of the drama and certain things that were taking place, I'm using this cruel language to try to explain something very beautiful. So the best I could come up with is like a shift in passive aggression. It's so much more than that. I hate that I even said that earlier. It's almost like if something made you sad. Let me use sad as the example. If something made us sad, instead of being passive aggressive about whatever, this always happens to me, or whatever the example is, victim crap, going to the person and saying, hey, this made me sad when you did this thing. Like, let's talk about it. And not being so confrontational about it. Like learning truly how to best describe our truth. Be like, well, I'm not saying this to bring up crap with you. And if these people have nervous breakdowns, if these people if they flip out and they storm out, they don't belong in your reality. I don't care if they're your family. I don't care what it is. If you go up and you're like, wow, and there might still be something to learn from it, but like, if you're like, I really couldn't have said it any better. And it's like, it's like, this made me sad. I need to talk about it. Like, this made me sad. So I want to just hopefully make sure that it's okay. I'm not upset with you that this made me sad. I just want to make sure that you know that this type of behavior, this type of thing makes me sad. So maybe when I come around or when I come into town or when I see you in the future, we can avoid this behavior because it's important to me. That's all. And something along the lines of that. I give that as the example here. All right. So Spirit's happy. We're moving on to the next skull. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for being here. Okay. Thank you. Moon, this one's for me. Number 2. Yay. Okay. Oh. Anybody write down the time for number 1? Ranik, what time was it? Okay, number 2. 21:40. The moon. Okay. Oh my God. The first go was 9 minutes. What did I do for 9 minutes? Was I just palling around? 9 minutes. I didn't even talk about anything. All right. Number 1, 9 minutes. We were just palling around. Okay. Let's do this. I will always love you. I will always love you. I say, I will always love you. I will always love you. Oof. Sheesh. Just want to go ahead and say that the High Priestess is in the present moment, so you could make that up, but why would you want to? Okay. Wow. I will always love you. No matter far away. Can you tell she's my favorite card? I like all the cards. Come on. See, I'm going to be one of those parents that does pick a favorite. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. Seriously, though. Okay. Oh, yeah, there's definitely more people in the chat than likes, Katie. It's part of the deal. Bottom of the deck. Our other dimensional versions are wanting to really come through about what has taken place with the priestess. Okay, so let's look at the sun as the priest. Let's look at the moon as the priestess. Okay? And then we'll just see divine feminine, divine masculine as the next 2 skulls that we're going to be working with. So to those of you like myself that picked skull number 2, something is about the freeing of the goddess. Something is about the freest of the freedom of the priestess and what's taking place here. To see what we were just talking about and how that level of truth and boundaries leads to this. When I see the spiritual category, when I see what's actually right here, the bottom of the deck, so the cloud cover being other dimensional versions, spirit guides, spirit themselves, when I see this with this card, with this whole, the paladin, the person that charges into battle, this is this whole spiritual white knight. So if this is the spiritual category, this is the physical, and this is all revolving around the present moment, which is the journey of the priestess herself, the journey of the Oracle at Delphi, the journey of the Thriae, the journey of these goddesses that were chosen. They were chosen. Like that. See, to me, that's one of the best parts about all of this is the fact that the traumas that took place even took place when there was like, this was a choice. Like, I know a lot of people want to think it was like, oh, you were just really spiritual, so you went on top of the mountain, you had tryouts to be Oracle at Delphi. No. It was known who were the most spiritual people back in Egypt and who were the most spiritual people back in Greece and all these way before that. It was known who were the most spiritual goddesses and gods, plain and simple. These masculine and feminine archetypes. It was known who was gifted. I don't know how they were testing this. I don't know how they were reading this. Maybe whoever was the priest or shaman knew this stuff. But these people were selected. So to be selected for something, and then for later just utilizing something that to me is unavoidable. By, if time essentially doesn't exist and everything's right now in the present moment. If everything's right now in the present moment and we're existing in the past, we're basically in some form of depression. And if we're existing in the future, we're in some form of anxiety. And our power is now in this present moment. How can we expect these goddesses, these epic oracles of Delphi, in those present moments to not do these things that during whatever Spanish Inquisitions or whatever, they were essentially punished for? I saw these punishments taking place as a child. I saw that these magics were still here, and women and men were still being called witches. They were still being considered these frequencies. They were still being looked down upon. They were still looking down upon themselves. And that is the subject matter of today that the Oracle wants you to know about. Some of these things, there are still some worries. There are still some hurts. And I get it. This is one of the greatest traumas that humanity went through. Nobody ever told us this was going to be easy to heal. Nobody ever said that. It was like, this is what you have an opportunity to do on the planet. What you have an opportunity to do is make some sort of safe container for the feminine goddess archetype, for the Oracle to know that she is protected as she is describing her truth. And this is within every single one of us. I'm not saying that the men need to get all like in shape and stand outside and protect. No, this is something we need to do within ourselves, within that honeycomb matrix. We need to have ourselves, our Oracle, feeling safe. Are there still aspects of, okay, you be the feminine, you be the masculine right now, I will hold this, I will do that, okay? I will create this container, you fill this container with that for this specific purpose? Of course. But what I'm talking about is actually when the priestess is on this journey of she doesn't need to see what's going on beyond the veil. She knows what's going on beyond the veil. She can see. Those of you that picked skull number 2 and you're still wondering why your third eye is not turned on, it's because of this trauma that still needs to be meditated upon. Sometimes it's easier to not look. Sometimes it's like, oh, that's too traumatic. That's too this. That's too that. So a lot of us tend to only talk about the lifetimes where like, oh, I was a queen. I was a this. I was a that. There are many, many lifetimes why we're here that are actually the karmic ramifications of what we did, coming down as a fractalized god, coming down as a fractalized goddess, and not even knowing what's going on here. A part of the game was being wiped. So to come down into a reality or the lack thereof, be chosen for something, be trained to do that, and then come back in later lifetimes to sort out those karmas and those issues and to facilitate the healing and the transmutation of that piece of the honeycomb matrix, that corner of the honeycomb matrix for all of humanity, and to be punished for something you essentially didn't even choose. Like, you chose to a certain extent. Yes, I get it. But there's also like certain trainings and things you knew how to do with herbs and healings that took place and dances that you just remembered how to do that many of you watching this were punished for. And not only were you punished for it, but in more often than not, the families were punished for it. These things are not talked about in history. You think if the woman was considered a witch, you think that they let her newborn child walk away from that? Like, this part of my trauma of what Alexander's been healing and why Alexander couldn't see his death scenes in certain lifetimes, because my son was tied to my leg on the stake. Okay? Not many places you can go to hear people talk about this stuff. This is the real. This is the truth, my family. This is the stuff that you know took place. It's too difficult to look at, and Spirit wants you to meditate upon it, to truly release it, to find the gift. Because if it weren't for this gift of this trauma, would you be awake right now? Ask that. Would you have access to the magics of these communications, these multidimensional communications for who you were? So there are certain gratitudes. So what does the moon want you to know? You have all of the elements on the table. You have the capacity to release yourself from bondage. This is not about booking a session. This is about you doing the work, about you knowing. And I know, like, some of you, somebody just got triggered. A couple of you actually just got triggered when I said about you doing the work. I've been doing the work, Alexander. Okay, well, sitting with specifically this intention of doing this work. Before you get mad at Alexander, know that Alexander is speaking for the moon. He's speaking for these oracles right now. Okay, and some of these oracles are masculine frequencies. So it's about building the container and filling the container. What does Spirit want you to fill the container with? Not this. This is what the future, this is what the present future moment is holding. Okay, the present future moment for the people that picked skull number 2, it's about releasing this, finding this. What is this? Why is this here? Why is this here? And looking back, and for many of us, finding out there's not always 100% innocence there. Okay? Maybe you've just been seeing the lifetimes as the accused, but is there a lifetime when you meditate upon it where you are the accuser? Is there something there for you to heal? Is there a reason why it upsets you so much? Because you're mad at yourself. Is there a reason why you hate these people so much? Because you hate that part of you. Okay? I'm just asking those of you that are feeling that feeling, okay, to truly sit with it. And it's okay, be mad at Alexander. Alexander's all laced up. You know, he's just going to turn it into what he needs today. I love you all so much. Okay? These messages are coming from your other dimensional versions. These messages are coming from the oracle herself, the moon herself. When we look at the top of the high priestess, this is the moon on top of her head. Okay? This is card number 1. This is card number 2. All right? We had the Fool in the last reading. So we had card number 0, card number 1. We have card number 2 now. Won't that be interesting if we get the Empress for reading number 3? This is my main thing for you guys. This is my main thing for myself. I picked the skull too. I'm right here with you, guys. Let's do this together. We've proven, Alexander's proven the magic that we can do. I mean, Alexander saw the weirdest June possible coming for humanity. And we as a team unraveled that, my family. We did that together. I saw miracles. June wasn't really that weird. I don't know. We had like a little mini Titanic and like, yeah, things came up. Things were slightly weird. But what I saw was incredibly weird. We avoided it. So now let's not avoid this. Let's heal this together. What is the next step? How do we all facilitate this? What can you best do as a feeler or as a seer or as a bounty hunter or as whatever your skill set is? Let's all work together to get this done. Okay? We have all the elements on the table. Just going to throw this out there. I could maybe represent the fire. Picking it up. Thank you, everybody, for commenting. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Love you all so much. Okay. Yes. Okay. Well, this one's going to be hot fire. Some of you are going to be hoping that you, glad you picked 3, because I was just on this line. I was just on my Venus line. My Venus line cuts right through where I was born and raised. Goes all the way up the East Coast. Well, let me write it down. Let me write it down. Number 3. I'm your Venus. 3621. Okay. Thank you, Moon. Okay, let's clear the swap the decks. Who's even going to come through here? Oh, God. So much controversy on what Venus really is. So much. The morning star. Bottom of the deck, there's Mama again, holding that truth. All right, so this is fantastic. I even basically just pre-said this. Wow. Okay. So I said which energies are going to come up with this morning star energy, this whole Venus. I mean, we got this whole like women are from Venus thing. We've got this as a planet of love, but we also have history showing us that this word Lucifer actually came originally from Venus. This star that would come up and then go into the underworld, because it was like, it's like the morning star, the evening star. Like it only comes up at certain points and then it's gone really quickly, as fast as it came. But I literally have this diagonal like this on my table right now. So I have both forms of the Lover's card showing up. Very, very interesting. I was wondering, is this going to come up as this, distorted frequency, or that they want to speak about today? And keep in mind, I only asked to be the speaker and the microphone for the highest benevolent frequencies of Venus. So just to let everybody know that chose this skull. There is something you're here to balance. There is something that already has been balanced. There is a certain level of truth that you are here to facilitate on the awakening process of awakening all of humanity. So let's look forward, okay? Let's look forward by looking backwards. So what the past is telling us, what the Venetian deities are letting us know, okay? We have the Strength card here, and then we have the Lovers right here, all right? Strength, the strength of love, the power of love. We all know about this. This is all there ever was love. Anytime
Alexander as this whole whatever God of War archetype and everything that I've done, being this galactic bounty hunter, going out and the shamanism and doing the things that I've done. The one most powerful thing I've ever seen was when I first didn't realize what I was doing and didn't realize that the deep state of compassion that I was sitting in when I looked at a negative being, a being that was trying to spread destruction and hate. And I looked at them and I truly looked at him and I said, thank you for being that. And I said this in just a glance of my eyes, my family. Keep in mind, like I'm going to give you a lot of words for where I said 3. I said, thank you for being you, essentially, because you're you. I got to be me. I got to find out that I was me. I got to find the real me because I had to, because I knew something was out of alignment. I knew something was off. I knew something was awry. So when I did this being like seethed and really took off very quickly. You know, when I showed up back in the day with the, you know, like, this is my galactic chainsaw gun knife. They're used to that. They're used to fighting. Okay. Maybe they're not used to fighting up against a multidimensional cocktail, but that is what they are used to. Okay. When we show up with love, okay, and this is what those of you that chose Venus, that chose skull number 3, that chose the hexagonal matrix of the emerald today, okay, to not think about this as the planet or the if it feels better, just think about this as the gemstone type. What does the gemstone emerald want to communicate with you? All right, the strength and love. What is the hexagonal matrix? The hexagonal matrix is one of the strongest matrix that holds all of the other shapes. Okay. There's this icosahedron, the final platonic solid, the outskirts of it. When we look at it, has a 6-sided shape. When we look at the outskirts of the cube and tip the cube forward, it has the shape of the hexagonal pattern. We look at the Star Dable, we look at the Merkaba, we look at the 2 tetrahedrons. When we see these shapes, we see the hexagonal matrix over and over again. Mathematics have been shoving this in our faces, and everything that we've known is this field of the heart, this field of the tree, this field of the frequency of love and the strength of love. Those of you that picked this know that this is the way forward. The way forward is balance. The way towards victory in this present moment, you know, is having the strength of love, having the truth of boundaries to very quickly heal this, to very quickly this is the shadow that is being cast by the honeycomb matrix. To only spend your entire spiritual life thinking that there are 72 angels and 72 angels and 72 angels and 72 angels. Those 72 angels cast a shadow. And there are 72, whatever, shadow angels, whatever you want to call them. There are angles that go up and there are angles that go down. And that is just part of how the matrix works. A cogwheel can't turn with only teeth up here, okay? There is true balance and there is true love. And this is what's been coming through in a lot of the movies, the TV. I mean, like just like this Good Omens show, they're showing you like this demon that wants different. They're showing you like the capacity for love. I mean, the Demon Slayer anime, Chainsaw Man anime. It's kind of gory, but it's, oh God, it's a good one. All these animes and things have been seeding consciousness into people thinking like there's just evil here. But what if there's just a lack of love here? How does a demon even come into the field when we're in that true state of compassion that if they're not willing to shift, if they're not willing to change it, boom, they leave. They leave. I've seen it. And I know it can't be faked. You can't just, oh, Alexander said to do this. It has to be real. You have to truly be able to access your compassion and your love, because there are times where I attempted to do it and it didn't work.
The thing didn't just it was such an overwhelming outpouring of my heart of true gratitude and love. A thank you for being that. If you weren't that, would I have ever even discovered that I was me? And that was where the true, this thing rocketed out of there. It couldn't stay. That's what you're here to do for humanity, my family. So if you're one of the people that just left and didn't want to hear this, or you're coming back later, or this is a message you're not excited about hearing, you're an angel, my family. We're all angels. Some of us are the fallen angels, and all of this needs to work together. All of this needs to work together. It's a full grandfather clock. It's a full tree. We can't just cut off a tree. The whole cogwheel functions together. Okay? Whether it's one honeycomb matrix casting a shadow, or 3 honeycomb matrix, or however this works, or it's just an infinite, that's what the veil is this hexagonal, this thing that it was wanted you to believe that this is an evil shape, and the hexagon, and to hex. Why is this 5-sided shape said to be connected to a hex when a hex is a hexagon, which is a 6-sided shape? Okay, that is because light has a front face. These hexagonal matrices, if we draw a picture of a hexagon, okay, if we draw, because this is what Spirit asked me, those of you that have been watching me for a while, Spirit asked me if light is hexagonal, then it must be traveling. It has a front face. So if hexagon means 6 sides, it's not 6-sided. It must have a front, and it could quite possibly have a back. I'm not 100% sure in this present moment, but what I can let you know is when we look at this hexagonal matrix, I can guarantee you it has 6 sides and it has a front face, okay? Because it's not hollow, all right? And it has to be in some sort of plane of light, when that is what we are. We are light, and that light is love. And that love light is all this galactic cosmic star energy, that it doesn't matter whether this planet is, oh, I don't like me, I like me, I love me, oh, this is that, oh, the women are from the, oh, blah, 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 oh, but I heard Lucifer, I know, but it doesn't matter. It's all one. It's all one. This literally says what you picked on your path to victory in the present moment is by knowing this is all one. And look at how this is on top, and this is about so this is the physical and this is the spiritual. So part of it is navigating, taking off that. Then no one's trapped here. No one's stuck here, okay? We see the chain can just go, boop, it's off. This isn't a shackle. There's nothing stuck here. This is saying this is the journey, and the journey can be really, really quick. And that doesn't mean you have to go around talking about it. That doesn't mean that you have to put strange markings anywhere, or do any actual work with these downward angles, okay? But just having some sort of boundaries and truth that you know when you're working with Michael or Metatron or whoever, there is a shadow that is being cast by that angle. And part of how to truly reach the state of this Enochian law, to truly reach the state of becoming a seraph, to become these seraphim, these serpents of fire, to go from the dragon to the phoenix, to get to these states that were removed from the Biblos, that were removed from the Bibles, removed from the books, of telling humanity that you can become a seraphim. You can surpass the realm of the archangel. You think you're going to do that without shadow integration? Good luck. Show me how to do it. You might be in the wrong place. Maybe that's why Alexander's got 3,000 subs, because everything I've done was very freaking difficult. What I just healed for the Divine Masculine recently was very, very, very incredibly difficult. And I know that I had a lot of help from the dudes. I don't know if you saw the dudes like just traveling all over the grid. I wasn't the only one, okay? There was a lot of moving and shaking taking place, all right? Whether you knew what you were doing or not, to the guys out there and the women that were assisting in this process, okay? This is what we do. I have to.
I can only let you know how I reach my level of mastery. And by reaching my level of mastery, I had to go through some Saturn returns. I had to go through some dark nights of the soul. But every time I've come out of these better. I've come out of them with more patience and more love and more magic and more intuition and more forgiveness and more peace. That was lovely. Thank you. Yep. Even this Good Omens show that I mentioned, Neil Gaiman's one of my favorite writers. When I read that book, I wasn't even slightly awake. The first time I read that book, I was probably 13 years old or so. And I got chills and shivers, which are truth bumps, all over my body when I read the line. And I might be a little off here on the exact words, but basically the demon Crowley, who's not actually a demon, as you'd see by watching just 2 episodes of it. He says, be careful killing your demons. You might kill one of your angels in the process. That show is so good, Brooke. It's so good. It's so good. I haven't even started season 2 because I'm getting the beloved caught up on it. So I'm rewatching it right now. That show is so good. If you haven't seen it, most people have Amazon Prime. It's worth a watch. Find it where you can find it. He's so sweet. I like him. I like Crowley. All right. Number 4. Let's go. Maz. Can you tell us on the East Coast? We're going to call it Maz. Mahhz. Maz. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to write Mars. 5217. Oh, Peachy. My brother. They killed my brother. Ah. Okay. I'm back. Oh, we will never look back at the faded silhouette. Good Omens for Flor. Oh, welcome. Florecita? What a dope name. Florecita. In the land of names, winning. Good Omens is the show. It's on Amazon Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, you have this app for free. Alexander does not promote blah, 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 on Amazon Prime. So a caption comes up. Get that out of there. Okay, here we go. Here we go. That's so funny. God, you couldn't make this stuff. You really couldn't make this stuff up. You really can't. All right, so this cup flowing over. All right, the first 2 cards are both masculine frequencies for like this said to be planet of war, this said to be masculine planet. This is the card that represents, it can represent the doctor or the lawyer, but this card represents ex-military and current military, okay? This card represents the loving aspect. So we're seeing the spiritual and the physical. So we're seeing how the physical is showing up and how the spiritual is showing up, okay? So this is for everybody that's picked skull number 4. We're seeing in the past, you having these two very strong archetypal functionalities that it's like, you know, people would say like, what happened? How did you shift? Like what just took place? Like, it was like, you were like this, and then you were like that. There are certain things that were triggers. There were certain things that, now keep in mind, none of this is bad. Like, these were necessary things where we were, but to look at this now, let's look at this now. And then we get the card of soul retrieval. So once again, what I was speaking about previously for the priestess, we're now getting for the warrior. Okay, so we're now seeing for the warrior some soul retrieval being necessary with the moon. Now, the moon reading is now connected to this Mars reading because we have the moon right here, and we're being asked to utilize this aspect of our oracle. We're being asked to utilize this aspect of manifestation, spiritual manifestation, of saying this will happen during the new moon, what we say will happen during the new moon, and knowing that the maximum of how long that can take is 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, whatever your belief structure is telling you, how long it takes for this to heal. Okay, what is this? This is this release of how this person acts and how this person acts. Maybe these two become one. Okay, these two becoming one, being loving while being strong and firm. Okay, because there are these two aspects that are showing up that Spirit's wanting me to talk about to those of you that were drawn to this skull number 4. Okay, and this is for the women and the men. So you might be like, some of the women might be like, oh, I guess this isn't for me because I'm a woman. And no, there are Spirit is wanting you to know, benevolent Spirit, because that's all I asked to be the speaker and microphone for during these channelings, when I open up my field to this information. And we're coming up with this, you couldn't even make it up if you wanted to, this feminine process of release and healing, this shamanic practice of what's taking place with this feminine archetypal frequency of the moon showing up to show us what does the future hold for this healing. Oof, 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 oof. Be happy if you picked skull number 4. There are some massive shifts and massive changes coming. We're seeing the spiritual, the phoenix rising from the ashes. We're seeing the dragon, this misunderstood dragon, go into the ashes and come out with this gift, okay? Come out with this hand of God. So to see this, okay, the hand dropping down these coins, but this is really, that's that big daddy hand dropping down coins, okay? Because I see on my table, I have this right next to this, okay? So I see that hand coming out. This isn't the hand of the shaman. This is the hand of the original creator of your soul, okay? So we're seeing both of these aspects of whether or not one of them is shadow masculine and whether or not one of them is the more loving masculine. These being worked to be blended together, something being released, you being able to see the beauty in that and why that was there. When we can really see why we've been acting a certain way, then we have the option to no longer act that way. We can say that that challenge is done. We can say that this has been completed, okay? So any of you that picked this skull, that there have been any sort of money issues that have been going on, there's been any sort of like starting one thing and then it ends, and this is what ends it. You're welcome. Your brother's here to give you one of the greatest $1 million readings of your life. If you've been wondering where the money is, you're needing to balance your divine masculine. I said before I dropped these cards during one of the other readings that the Mars, was it the last one or was it the moon? I was getting that this whole, like, the priest was the sun, the priestess was the moon, and then we had the divine feminine for Venus, and now this is the divine masculine. So to get the divine masculine, as the, this whole breadwinner, the one who creates the container, who holds the container, or for the longest periods of history. I'm not talking about what's taken place within the past 70 years, 100 years, 200 years. I'm talking about the grandiose vision of the archetypal frequency of what the as above, so below mentality of the priests and priestesses and astrologers rather have been looking up to see what's coming down. Okay, this is what is coming down. This is what is above. This capacity for the highest levels of love. To reach these highest levels of love, we need to see that the way that we've been acting was necessary there. It might not be necessary here. So, not saying this to trigger you. I'm saying this to adjust your tail feathers of this phoenix, of these birds, of these avian frequencies that you are. When we adjust the tail feathers, the bird is going to land in a different place. The only place I'd like you to land for, and take it with a grain of salt if it doesn't feel good, okay? And if it doesn't feel good now, maybe it'll feel good later. And if it doesn't feel good later, maybe it'll feel good after this healing has taken place. That, once again, I'm agreeing I will be part of this healing as well. I will do whatever my part is in this healing as well, whether it starts at the new moon or later. I thought the divine masculine was, stepping out for a little while, and the divine feminine was, I figured something was going to shift with what has just been healed that I'll be speaking about soon. But to see this here, take responsibility that the money has been that the way the money has been, not because of some dark force, not because of you can't keep blaming the DNA and the past lifetime and the Starseed lineage. We have to know that it's all three. It's your Starseed lineage that is responsible. It is your DNA that is responsible, and it is your past lifetimes version of yourself that are responsible. And that goes for everybody, for everything. This is a multidimensional cocktail. We came here to learn how to blend, mix, drink, and embody, my family. So when we find it in one place, I promise you it's in all the places. When we find it in the shadow, it's in the light. When we find it in the light, there is the corresponding frequency, which is in the shadow. It doesn't mean we have to go play down there, but whatever this is, this victim mentality, this lack, this loss, this money thing, I'm feeling the huge majority of the percentage of people that picked this skull are blaming that on outside forces. And your brother's here, whether you like to hear it or not, to tell you the truth. It's your fault. Your fault only. And part of hearing that might be very difficult. And part of you might be going, well, then why did this happen when I was 10? You chose that to happen when you were 10. You chose all of this because you came here to heal this for humanity. You came here to get this done for yourself. You came here to make sure that during this opportunity of multidimensional reality that you technically weren't even born in, that you were shifted to upon most of you, for most of you, were shifted to this new reality during this lifetime. You chose this so you would find your multidimensionality. So whatever this money thing is, it's there. It's there. You're completely readily able to have these funds and more. And more. Because keep in mind, whatever funds come in are going to be at that level of self-worth. And that level of self-worth hasn't even scratched the surface. There is nobody here. I don't even tell you this from like, oh, I've done this. No, we're all doing this every day. We're all becoming more and more into our self-worthiness and it being okay. And that it's not pride. There's nothing prideful about that. When you truly create a job for yourself and you know that, when Spirit asks us, well, what are you going to do with all this money when it comes in? When you're utilizing that to save the planet or the whales or the water, or I just want to be a job creator. That makes me excited. To give somebody a job that no one else is giving a job that I see like, oh my God, this is like a misunderstood starseed. Like I see this person. This person is probably older than I am. Like, how did they get involved in this? It's not some white knight thing. That to me, there's no greater joy than watching somebody that wasn't getting given an opportunity come to me and they're younger looking and they're glowing and they're starting their own thing that one day they'll find their person that no one's giving an opportunity to know I started that domino effect. That's just one little example in one folder, in one file cabinet on a block of warehouses full of file cabinets. I can promise you that. That's just mine. I give you my one petal of a flower of one thing I've realized why I'm worthy of money and why I'm worthy of more abundance. It's because I can create jobs. There's way more than that. That's nothing. Okay? So claiming ownership, claiming responsibility. If you're blaming in any way, shape, or form, just know that this is healing. Know that this is healing. Your brother's here. Do we know when the next new moon is? Is this going to like end the broadcast if I start Googling this? New moon, August 2023. Let's see what it says. Okay. Look at that. August 16th, 5:39 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Wednesday, August 16th. Okay. My family, this is moments away from us. Okay. This is moments away from us. So something for the oracle, something for the priestess, something for the warrior, something for the Martians, if you will, the benevolent Martians, the not so benevolent Martians. It doesn't matter. It's all us. The one is in the all. That's the one thing all the dogmas and all the religions have agreed with in some verbiage or another. Okay. They're happy now. He ended it on a heavy note. Look at that. Mars in Leo. Ooh. 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 Okay. I'm sorry, not the Mars, the new moon. I was like still staring at the skull. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for being here. Okay. Thank you so much, my family. Oh, a little taste. Ooh, some new. Someone who's coming through next month. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Don't pick yet. There's going to be some other new coming in hot. This one's like a treasure map. So we'll see. Let's be honest, it's him. We'll see him next month. Oh, thank you, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your loving support and for still supporting the channel while I was on this healing transmission, while I was on this vacation. My Starseed family, we know how vacations go. Spirit tends to say, hey, while you're here. I should make a skit about that one day. Hey, while you're on vacation. Welcome. Aruba, welcome. While you're here, we got a couple illegal graveyards we want you to clear. Willow says thank you. Love you, Willow. My brother Corey. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you all. Tomorrow, with bells on, you will be getting your dailies again. So get excited for the Galactic Tarot dailies. It's back on like Donkey Kong. Carol, Zoe, how come Zoe gets to be on the screen? You can all go on the screen. Katie, Ronique, what is her name? See, she always trying to get involved. Who's that word? The big one. Thank you. The first words I heard you speak when I came across the live chat were for those who chose to. Thank you. Thank you, all of you. Catherine, my brother Bo. Thank you all. Thank you all for being here. Why is everybody showing up now that I'm done? Just went up 10 people. You're a little late. You're going to have to restart this one. Pick your skull. I love you guys. If you feel generous enough, like the video. If you're feeling even more generous, there's a subscribe button and a bell notification so you know when I go live. And if you're feeling super generous, there's a patron. You can join the patron crew. And yeah, we do work over there. I'll be going live for over an hour on Friday. And I will be letting you know first all the things, the miracles, the things. There's so many things. I love you. Thank you. Thank you so much to the patrons. And it's all Galactic Tarot. Galactic Tarot to book a session. Crystal Current. I don't know if you guys have been on there. We're like, we've entered the area of Gith. Look at how thick that wire is. How do I even find it? Oh my God! Look how thick that wire is. Ooh. Oh, can I get him to? Can I get him to show? It's too blurry. There it is. Oh my God! Look at the logo. Now that symbol's been hidden from humanity. Metatron's cube. Metatron's cube. Anybody? Imagine all those geometric patterns at the flick of a wrist. Oh, I've put so much work into the company, my family. I know some people are like, but I liked it stretchy. So much work has gone into Crystal Current. I am so excited to share these pieces with you that you can guaranteed leave to your future generations. Like, if somebody ever called me and told me one of these broke, I would be like, how? Like, how? So, yeah, there's many new things up, more new things to come. No, don't show them. Don't sneak peek it. Don't sneak peek it. Oh, he did it. He did it. New Archangel Michael coming very soon. Like, very, 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 very soon. We put Aqua Aura on a bloodstone. All right, that's what that is. We put liquid paper on a bee. It died. I'm quoting Step Brothers. We didn't really put liquid paper on a bee here. I missed you guys. I love you. I'll see you very soon. Short. Tomorrow morning. I'll see you soon. Oh, wait a minute. Is that it? Oh, one more second. Even if I upset the algorithm. So this song, Lightning Over Mexico by Tom Morello. Buried us beneath the reeds. They didn't know that we were seeds. Buried us beneath the reeds. They didn't know that we were seeds. My family, go make this reality your... I love you.